Alright, so today we're going to be working on this 3DS right here. Actually, I got this plates for the 3DS. So this one is the Majora's Mask. So top and bottom, right? So we got this plate, so we're gonna install that, and we'll do it to this 3DS. This is my daughter's. I have another one right here. So one thing, sometimes we get confused which one's which. Although the case is different, but anyways, just to differentiate it, we'll install the Majora's Mask version of it, and yeah. So I guess the first thing we need to do is just remove all the stuff from the 3DS. So case is gone, stylus, the game, remove the bottom part. So that one should be easy, obviously. If it's, is it screwed? Oh yeah, it's kind of screwed. So we'll need a Phillips screwdriver for this to unscrew the bottom part. Okay, it's not in there good. Yeah, this one in particular is kind of loose because it's been taken off a few times. That's the easy part. The next part is to remove the top, and to do that we'll need another screwdriver. So I have just a flat one. That's a tiny one with a very sharp edge. And what we need to do is basically remove this four screw covers. They're like rubbery, that's glued on top of it. But yeah, I just need to kind of dig to the edge here. If you zoom in, it's kind of, let's see what it shows like. Yeah, and then you can just basically lift it off. Oh, it's pretty sticky, so yeah, I'm gonna just put it aside somewhere. And now we have access to the screw over here. Yeah, and that's just a normal Phillips screw, and then we'll do the rest. So I'll do 4 of them. Alright, so all 4 screw covers are removed, and we'll just grab our Phillips screwdriver and unscrew it. Should be able to just slide off the cover. So this way. Actually, not, you push down. You know, if this is orientation away from the bumper buttons, and then it will open up like this, and then you can lift it. Just be careful, because there might be cables, so, but there aren't in this case. And yeah, we are open. So, but that's not all. You can see the third-party one has no lens cover for the camera, so we need to transfer that from the original one to the new one. So what else is there? You can see there's also this rubber pad, so we can transfer that one as well. There's a few of them all the way around. So if you're diligent, you know, we should transfer those. Just an example, you got one, you put that there. Yeah, so we'll do that as well, and we'll start with the camera then. So how does it, maybe you can just push it from the front. We can use the stylus and see how it goes. Yeah, it's pretty easy to just punch it through with a stylus, because it's pretty who I guess is dull, not sharp at all. So we'll just push it like that, and then we can just, there you go. It's fully, so basically this is what it's like. Then there you go. Now we got our camera lens covers. Before we install this, let's just give it a wipe so it's nice and clean inside. But we're not done yet, so we'll yeah, you know, depend if it's easy enough, I'll do it. Yeah, you know what, that one's a little bit harder. So I'm satisfied with this amount of pads. So clean that, make sure it's we can clean this after we install it. So let's try not to scratch this. So we'll install it the opposite way. So removing it away from the bumper, now installing it is towards the bumper. So put with some gaps at the top, and then we'll slide it over. Before installing the covers, let's just do some comparison just to make sure we're all like the same. So we can see there's a little bit of difference in terms of, oh, okay, so this one is broken right off the bat. So that might be some problematic. So it means it might not attach properly. Jeez, how did that break? It broke when I tried to install it. Okay, that's unfortunate. Oh, and be careful when you move things around. In my case, the speaker cover came off, so we need to put that back in. Should be easy enough to do. Okay, so alright, so that piece broke off from the original. I don't know if it happened during removal of the cover or was it always broken. This wasn't the best condition, and I can show you what I mean by that. So okay, so I think and the shape of the, what do you call this, the shape of the tabs on is not the same. This is the original is square. This is just an angle, like an L, which is kind of interesting. And then, well, there's some, it's not some, we can't assume it's symmetrical, but if we look here, okay, that looks pretty the same. What about on the other side? I think that's fine too. What about the clips at the bottom, or where the camera is? That looks okay. All right, so and then at the front, let's just do comparison. Like my original wasn't too bad, but there's just scratches on it. You know, like if you can see with you can see it with the reflection. So it's not terrible, but not good at all. Whereas this one has my fingerprints, obviously, but aside from that, it looks new. And the print is, I believe, is good. Like the blacks are pretty deep, so that's good. And so, you know, before we flip it over, let's try putting it in. Again, working the opposite way, away from the bumpers, and then push it towards the bumpers. Yeah, let's screw it at least on this side first. Let's see. So I screwed all 4 sides of them, and I think that's pretty good. It's not completely flush, but there isn't like an obvious gap. Yeah, so now there is a little bit difference of shade of the gray. The original is slightly lighter, very slight, and I guess you could say sparklier. I don't know if that shows up in the camera, but with my eye, that's how it looks like. But I got scratches here. If you're not paying attention, you can't really tell. But with this bright lights pointing at it, it's the original is definitely sparklier, but that looks better overall, I believe. And now let's do the bottom part. But before I do that, let's pull in the original just for comparison. So if you look at this, generally speaking, the cutouts are okay. There's some, you know, it could be better here. They seem to be aligned in the holes. Yeah, the holes seems to not be properly, like, it doesn't have a smooth edge. It's kind of just like a cut. And the power one, this one is not round, the new one, whereas it's, you know, it's round for the old one. So that's kind of interesting. And it's tighter too, right? Like if you look at the headphone jack hole or whatever, yeah, it looks smaller. But let's see if we can align it. Don't forget the battery. The nice thing about these ones, it's easy to replace the battery. I just noticed, or just realized something. This one doesn't have a screw. It doesn't have the screw here, so we need to remove that from the original one. And these screws are retained, are kept in place by some C-clips. So just need to remove it with a flathead screwdriver here. So what I think is the easiest is put your screwdriver on the other side of that opening, and then just push the clip away. Right, so just like that. It's pretty easy. Now you can put the screws in, and where's this? So we can install that. Okay. So it's pretty easy. It's actually easier to install if you didn't lose it. Where's the other one? We need to open this up for any reason, then we won't lose the screws. See? Like this. If we want to do this properly, make sure the there we go. Make sure the headphone jack is in first, because that seems to be the tightest one, and then we screw it down. So there's no gaps. Yeah, once you snap it all in. Yeah, so the fitment here, let's see, from this side, I don't see any gaps. That looks pretty good. Oh yeah, so we're on there just nicely. It's only, well, it's actually okay too. Now if you look at, yeah, so we're good. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks good. Now, one of the main reasons, aside from the scratches on this one, here, the original one, if you see it, you know, it's started to peel off. I'm losing some paint there. There's a lot of scratches at the bottom here. And then same on the other side. Yeah, I'm losing some paint there. So now they're more condition-wise is very similar to my other one. Obviously, there's a screen shell or protective shell on it, but you know, that's a nice combination right there. Funny story is that when I bought this on Craigslist, the guy was like, "Oh, Majora's Mask, $140." Like, oh crap! All right, was it 140? 160? I don't know. It was cheap, right? It was like a couple or so years ago. And then when I show up, he was like, he showed me this. I'm like, wait, this is not Majora's Mask. And then he's like, yeah, that's what I thought. It was in storage. I must have sold the other one. And I just remember. And the guy was kind of high when I started him, so yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. But I'm like, you know, I looked at it. You know, it looks like, first of all, it's not what you advertised. And this has scratches on it. I'm like, just lowballs. I'm like, $80. No, like, no, that's too low. Like $90. $90? Okay, then I give him $90. But yeah, and it works. So yeah. Let's see if the camera works. Activating camera, making sure there's no, like, it's not vignetting because of our lens cover. But yeah, it looks fine. Yeah, it's not being covered, so it's good. It's good. Then I just need to put the case cover or shell, this one here, and I'm gonna give it to my daughter. All right. Well, I hope you found that helpful, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.